What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol JWN for Nordstrom Inc. On the left-hand side, we are looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First thing to point out is that these guys did give us an earnings announcement after the bell, so let's flip on those extended hour sessions and see what's going on with the numbers. So, look at that nasty move to the downside after a failed breakout higher. So you can see we did come into 40, or maybe it was a fake print. Regardless, we are trading lower, and it looks like we'll be opening somewhere down on a gap down, but down around 35 the whole dollar. So for the sake of today's video, we'll assume we're opening at 35 and the overnight low is going to be somewhere around this 34.60 mark. We'll clean up this chart by turning off the extended hour session, and let's focus on the daily to walk through our gap rules. If you've watched the channel for any period of time, you know that the first inclination is to gap and trap, basically meaning that if you open here, you fail to take out the overnight low at 34.60. If you trade back up through the open, this 35 number, you're looking for the long to fill the gap up towards 36.52. Obviously, a lot can happen between now and 9:30. The open may not be at 35. The overnight low may not be at 34.60, but that's the framework that you would use to trade this gap down. The other scenario, of course, is the gap and go, right? So that's the gap and trap. This is the gap and go. So we open here, we move lower, consolidate. We never really take that opening print out, or maybe we make an incremental high and then fail back down, something like this. You're looking for the short on the breakdown of the overnight low to basically take us into the next major zone of support, which, as we know from the daily perspective, is kind of down here, right around 32 the whole dollar. So certainly keep that on your radar as a potential downside target for the gap and go move lower. What else are we noticing from the 30-minute intraday perspective here? Are there any other levels that are jumping off the page that we should be aware of? So anything higher than the gap fill at 36.50, I would argue you need to keep an eye on 37.19. Then, of course, today's high could be in play, kind of a double top up here around this 38.25. So we'll just keep that as a zone. And then underneath us, if we get the gap and go, meaning we move lower, maybe instead of coming all the way into 32, there's a bump in the road here. You can see a clear shelf of support was built around 33.55. So keep that in mind as well to the downside. So that's the framework I would apply here to JWN if you decide to watch it into tomorrow's bell. Obviously, a lot can happen, as we mentioned, between now and 9:30. Look for some big volume to come in. Obviously, it's been ramping up in anticipation of earnings, but I would imagine it is highly liquid and there's a lot of volume coming in on tomorrow's session. That's going to wrap up today's video here on JWN. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section down below or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.